Go. Okay, prudent women, this video will be about medium-term food storage. If you will recall, or if you have not yet watched it, the very first video we covered the reasons why you should invest in food storage. There's many economical reasons and other reasons that are very tangible, but my reason for doing this is because the Bible tells me I should. It tells us over and over again in Proverbs, and specifically in Proverbs 31, that the prudent woman, the virtuous woman, is like a merchant ship who brings back food from afar. Well, glory be to God, we don't have to send out a merchant ship. That is already done for us. Our food comes from many different places, and we do not have to do that labor. We just got to get it to the store and acquire it. So we talked in the first video about how you can slowly build up your food storage, starting with a 1-month goal, moving up to a 2-month goal, and then after that you can discern just how much you want to store for your family. But in this video I would like to discuss with you the ways that you can prolong the life of the food that you are storing, because let's face it, when you can get a good deal on some foods that you eat on a regular basis, like for instance I was able to acquire this box of hot cereal for $1.20. Well, we use 2 of those for each breakfast, and so that means I can feed a family member for 20 cents for breakfast. I mean, you just can't beat that. So how can I take advantage of a sale like that and buy maybe 10 boxes and make sure that they have a long shelf life, or that I can keep them away, keep the pests out of them? Because, you know, here in the South, it really doesn't matter how clean you are, you're going to have little pesky invaders. So we need to take the precautions to keep them out of our food. Okay, so in that medium-term food storage, there are things that you need to protect your food against, and the enemies are your climate. Again, here in the South, heat and humidity are your big enemies. Oxygen will oxidize the food and break down the nutritional value, and just, you know, make it generally not taste good, look good, or even good for you. And also temperature. No, I already said that. Temperature. Oh, light. You want to make sure that if you're storing food for long term, you want to keep it in a cool, dark, oxygen-free environment. Okay, so now that we've covered that, let me tell you how that process begins. When I buy items like this that come in their own packaging, I immediately come home, open them up, and see how are they enclosed inside the box. In the case of this particular product, it does not, it can store just like it is for a year or 2, but I'd like to extend that shelf life. So what do I need to do? I will tear open that bag, stick it inside of a vacuum seal bag along with my oxygen absorbers. You can buy these in bulk online. So as soon as you get them, the very first time that you open these bags, it'll come in a bag like this. Actually, it's vacuum sealed. When it comes to you, you want to immediately open that and transfer those to a mason jar. I don't know if you heard that pop just now, but what that was is this lid opening up, because these oxygen absorbers in here have already sucked all the air out of that container, and so that's why it popped when I opened it. You'll hear it pop here in just a second while I'm doing this video. You want to eliminate the spoilage of your food from oxygen by vacuum sealing and including an oxygen packet. When you're dealing with canned food, and we'll discuss in another video about fresh produce and how to can it, freeze it, and dehydrate it. If you're growing your own food or you have access to a farmer's market or a local farmer, there's ways that you can save a lot of money if you have already acquired some mason jars. And we'll cover that in another video. But consider all of this food items that fall into the canned food variety. The way to prolong the shelf life of them is to keep them in a dark place and a cool place. So any climate-controlled environment, I would recommend under your stairwell, under a bed, up in a closet, but you need to keep them cool. That will extend the life of your canned food items. If you are buying in bulk, let's say you are buying your bag of cereal in bulk, or your rice, or your pastas, which we do, or even your beans. You'll need to bring that packaging home, divide them up into smaller portions in a vacuum seal bag, stick an oxygen absorber in them, vacuum seal it, put them away. And then you need to have a container that you can transfer those quantities to, and help keep them fresh and keep the pests out of them. We vacuum seal pretty much everything. This is stovetop stuffing that I bought in bulk at a local box store. I came home, popped open the box, pulled each bag out, put a pinprick in them, stuck in an oxygen absorber, and vacuum sealed them. That is hard as a rock. There is no air in there. And I can tell you that, because I have done this recently, when you pop that open and make it, it's just as light and fluffy as if I had just bought the package that day. Beans have gone up 30 to 40% depending on where you live, and I have fortunately, I invested in some grains a year ago. I just reallocated $50 towards some beans, and I was able to acquire almost 75 pounds of variety of beans because I bought them when they were 69 cents. That same $50 investment would get me less than 50 pounds of beans now because they have already gone up so much just in a couple of years. So hopefully you have now realized the prudency, the good stewardship resources that you can exercise just by vacuum sealing and properly storing your food. If you couple all of that with couponing, you can save a ton of money, and what a blessing that will be for your family. You will cushion yourself for economic turmoil, the loss of a job. If any of you are in that situation, I highly recommend, ladies, that you get your food storage put away as quickly as possible, because that window of opportunity to get your food at this price is closing. Food will never be this cheap again, so get on it now, and just be a prudent woman and go ahead and stock up.